Yeah, gotta keep them on their toes.
You gotta keep them on their toes. I mean, they don't want to give them heart. Sorry.
So, like, for example, so who should come see your show? Like, what would they expect, and what's the kind of crowd that you think would enjoy your show?
People who like weird, loose, fun, eccentric comedy, I guess. Which is people who like comedy, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't do like one-liners. I'm not like situational. So if you love that stuff and you don't like weird stuff, don't come. If you do like weird stuff, which is popular at the moment, I think.
How would you describe your comedy style?
Surreal. I kind of hate using that word because it gets bandied around a lot. Fun and silly. That's what I normally tell people. Like, tell me a joke. Like, no, I can't. I do really weird, feel silly things. And I give an example. They're like, oh, okay, that's pretty weird. Good job.
So you've been around in comedy for like 3 years.
Yes.
Now, and you've done so much stuff already.
Yes.
Like, tell us about how you started out.
Okay, well, I signed up for Raw in 2011. I'd always been doing drama and things, and so, but I was good at the dramatic stuff, but I was always better at the funny stuff. Like, I auditioned for NIDA, because that's what you do at the end of year 12, I'm going to get in. And no one's like, have you ever thought about doing comedy instead of, acting? I'm like, maybe. And then I'm like, oh, what a bitch, I'm going to sign up for Raw. And then I did, and then I won the state final, which was the only final in Tasmania then. And I went straight through to the nationals, and so my
straight to TV.
Yeah, I know, my second ever gig.
Whoa!
In front of 1,500 people.
Oh my gosh.
Paid on national television.
You're like, yep, this is what I'm going to do.
Like, oh, this is great. This is the life, you know? The feeling that first time on stage, when it was like when you, it's amazing. It's like when you smash a gig now, but like the first time and you go so well, you're like, I have to stay. I belong. I found my spot in life.
Yeah.
It's the most incredible feeling.
How do you write, and what inspires you to write?
Yeah, I walk so much and my brain is so scatterbrained and stuff, but so I try not to listen to any podcasts or music or things, because then I get all these weird thoughts and brain just, oh god, it's raining, oh god, I have to get my pen and paper, what am I going to do? Well, it wasn't raining on the way here, but I was listening to a podcast, so I just wanted my brain to just stop, because my brain just doesn't stop sometimes. Now, what do you, you know when you're typing on your phone and what you're typing, you're typing faster than the words can come out, so your phone freezes. No, I'm still typing, and then it finished, and then you press send to your friend. It sent it through all these typos and words have been jumbled up. Like, that's how my things come out of my brain. I'm kind of walking along making myself laugh at dumb things. Like, oh, that's a funny idea. So just random thoughts spaz into my brain.
Okay.
Also, just having gigs, it forces me well, I've got a gig and it's a certain type of gig, I need to write something. And I'm like, oh, this is a great idea. Oh, I want to wear a costume. I want to do a thing where I lie on the ground for 10 minutes. I want to do a thing where I get to do this. So I try and write a way of getting to do that.
So you're very experimental on stage.
Yeah, I like to do. I guess so, yes.
Well, that's great.
It's fun. The thing that popped into my mind was there was an exhibition on the NGV in 2012, and it was this group of collective artists back in, I think it was in Germany, or it was countries across Europe that were held under the Nazis, and these artists were coming up with all these fuck the system, this is anarchy. So they made this crazy amazing artwork where it's kind of angry and just off the show, and they were having all these underground exhibition openings, and who this is exciting and dark and dangerous, and we could get killed for having these amazing bits of artwork because this is not the traditional you know, that type of old Renaissance, beautiful old artwork. We want to be like, no, fuck that. I mean, it's great, but fuck that. We want to make our own chaotic stuff. So, like, with these crazy pieces of art, if it wasn't for the time they were living in. So, the time that we're living in now is we're living in a very privileged area. I've been brought into this well where I can just kind of, I'm allowed to think the weird things I'm allowed to think. How I come up with my thoughts, they just come because all my life has led me to having this weird little thought where I want to be tired out, exhausted for 5 minutes on stage and say, thanks guys, I stood up, that's my bit.